Love Island. So this is my first time ever watching a season of Love Island.
Yes, both of us.
I've seen it come up before. I noticed other people were watching it, but there is a reason why Love Island is so trending now. And by the way, not too much on Ace.
Yeah, Ace is not that bad.
Ace really ain't that bad, but y'all out there calling him all types of stuff. What are they saying? He's a manipulator, player. He's playing the game.
He was playing the game. Yeah.
I mean, you got to play the game if you on a show that has games, right? You got to do the challenges, right? Mm-hmm. But they're making it seem like Ace created the game or something like that. Ace is just a leader and got leadership skills, and that's what it is.
Yes.
Right?
I agree. Yes, he has leadership skills. Nah, he does a little too much sometimes, but he's not that bad. Again.
Well, we're gonna get into all of that. Welcome to Royally Speaking. I'm Watasha.
I'm Demi J.
All right. So as we already started, we're about to Love Island. Like I said, there's a reason.
Did you describe what it is?
No, go ahead.
So it's a love competition show where these contestants, they're usually good looking, like social media people, models or potential models. They're just pretty much people that look good, but they're all competing for love in a sense and to win $100,000 as well. That's the end goal. Anything else?
Looking good is an understatement. These people got bikini bodies.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
like beach bodies, and they look good. And a lot of them are like entertaining to watch. I didn't really see many of them that were boring. But this season is USA, and USA Americans be doing what Americans do, being entertaining.
Yes.
It is. So. And you're right. So in this season, of course, I haven't seen the other seasons. I don't know if they're as entertaining, I'll say. I've watched a little bit. I remember when we both found out together that like Love Island was trending.
Right.
So this is like maybe a few weeks ago. And so we tried to go. Now, usually when that happens, I'll go to the first season, watch the first episode. So I go to first season, watch the first season. I'm like,
yeah.
I'm still trying to figure out what it is. Mm-hmm. Go like, all right, let's go a few seasons in, see if we can find something. This is the most we'll probably be like, this is the most popular season. Go to that. Still not given. So he's like, let's just watch the one everybody is talking about and find out why everybody is talking about it, because that's the best thing.
And also I found out you vote at the end of it. So that's what made me start also wanting to watch the current one that was on. I was like, oh, there's still time to vote by the end of July. So
not to mention we were like 6 episodes. How many episodes? We were like behind.
Yeah.
By the time, and so it's just like
caught up real fast.
Catching up was not a problem. I was watching it while I was doing other things, like watching it and eating, watching it and cleaning. Like just it's always on in the background. Of course, it kind of took a pause. It made us take a pause in doing content because locked in. When I say locked in, I think it took 3 days maybe to catch up. Yeah. I think it took me 3 days to catch up and now I did skip all of the little after the end of the week
what do you
episodes.
call it? After
shock or whatever. After shock. Whatever that was. I skipped all of those, but I went back and watched a few later, but we skipped those. And I mean, and it was worth it. It was definitely given. Like I see why everybody was into it.
Okay.
But I don't want to do too much glazing. Just kind of like giving like a little description. Now, I do want to add this though, because we're saying like it's a show, competition show. They got to play these games. It is nasty. Not nasty like in a bad way. It's like very. I almost wanted to call it soft porn, but it's not that bad. But they have like competitions where they have to be kissing like everybody.
Yeah, they do a lot of kissing on the show.
And they do like a lot of hard, passionate kissing.
Yeah, like, they had to kiss the first day just to pick who they thought they were interested in. So yeah, it was a whole lot of kissing.
Like kissing everybody. And they do like all these challenges where they like have to do like, it's like outside adventures and stuff. They got pools and stuff, and there's one where they're like milking something that's supposed to be a cow, and something like milk is coming out. They gotta drink it.
Shit, I should have got that picture.
Oh, you got it?
No, I should have got it.
But they gotta put it in their mouth and then spit it into another person. But then there's challenges where they gotta twerk on each other and stuff like that. So it's just It's
Yeah.
just very interesting. It's upbeat. It's still fun to watch, but sometimes you might have to like do this and don't sit there watching it with no little kids. I don't say that.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, you got a picture. My goodness.
But yeah. That's a picture of Nick
Yeah.
right there.
So this is Nick.
Oh yeah, I didn't say who Nick was. Nick was one of the contestants that made it to one of the final few episodes.
Yeah.
He's all over the internet and stuff with his couple now. So if you've seen spoilers, you've seen them.
Nick is a very popular contestant.
Yes.
His name is out there a lot, and you see his picture a lot. He's done a few interviews after the show. So if you care or paid any attention to Love Island, you've seen Nick. But if you watch the show, then we don't even have to explain anything to you. All of this, that explanation I just gave was for people who haven't watched it.
Mhm.
I'm going to recommend if you like love shows like Temptation Island and things like that. And what's the other one? Too Hot to Handle. You would like this. I think it's a little better. So we are going to get to the main point, which our main points, which is number one, not too much on Ace.
Yes.
But we did have another main point, which was why this season is blown up.
Yes.
And so we still got to talk about that, right? Why don't we go through the couples one by one?
Yes, of course.
I'm ready to go on everybody.
Got you.
I got a little. There might be some people I don't care about, but that's just what it is. That's what we're gonna say. Oh, okay. So, all right. We gotta. Did you mention that they couple up at some point and then they like kind of?
Oh no, I didn't mention none of that. So in this show, you have to couple up with somebody, so pretty much you don't get eliminated. So in the beginning, they're all like trying to find the person they think they connect with the best, I would say, and they get in a couple. But if the person you like is already coupled, you're going to have to couple with somebody else. So I think that's pretty much what happened here. And then this is Ace and Amaya. They ended up coupling up after his first match went home because of some other drama that had been on the show.
All right, so this actually is like kind of towards the beginning. This is like not too far in.
Yeah.
We could have did it in order. I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
But it's Ace and Amaya. Ace was first matched with who?
Yulissa, the girl.
Yulissa.
She got kicked off the show.
That's right. Yulissa, and most people already know. That's one of the reasons why I started watching. Everybody starts talking about it.
Right. Yeah, that too.
Well, because of some nonsense she did. But so Yulissa had to leave, and then the show was just like Yulissa has left the building. Now you got Ace with nobody, and Amaya, I believe, comes in as a bombshell at around this time.
Yes.
Again, this is not the first episode. It's towards the beginning of the season. However, this is a little bit haphazard, so we didn't start with like the first episode. So they kind of Ace and Amaya kind of couple up because they kind of have to. Amaya's new, and Ace's match just got kicked off. I'm gonna tell you what I think. I think Ace has another person that he wants the whole time. And he's still like trying out other people, but his mind has been on Shelly since day one. Amaya just got there. She likes Ace. She thinks he's cute. So it wasn't that hard for her. Go ahead. What were you going to say?
What I was going to say is, again, this goes back into not too much on Ace because people were mad at Ace for telling Amaya
not to call him baby?
Yeah, not to call him baby.
What should be calling your partner when you're in a relationship?
Babe.
Oh man, even babe is like a lot for me too.
So you want me to stop calling you babe? Damn.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Yeah, so a lot of people found that crazy that he did that.
Yeah, she was very disappointed. She sat there and looked a little happy then, but later on they showed that she's very disappointed about it.
Yeah.
They should start a podcast called "Don't Call Me Babe."
Yeah. Yeah, because you're right. She never stopped talking about it. After that, she even was mentioning it with all her people she coupled up with later. Like, can I call you babe?
Yeah.
She had to keep doing stuff like that.
She had PTSD. Right. She was just like, I don't know how to not call people babe. This is crazy.
Yeah.
It even gets to the point like later on in the show, again, since we're skipping around already, like later on in the season, they're having like a challenge, and it's kind of like, I think it's a stand on business challenge.
Yeah.
Where they kind of gotta like say what they like, basically confront people about the problems they had with them.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe it was Ace confronting her, Amaya.
I think I got that clip too.
You think you do? Okay. Having that.
But say what happened.
I don't remember if it's him confronting her or her confronting him.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, they're talking about how he doesn't like the fact that she called him babe, and then she's just like, but you're doing too much or whatever. But there's another guy, Brian, who comes in, and Amaya is Dominican, I guess. Mm-hmm. She's Dominican, and there's another guy who's kind of Hispanic or whatever. I think he might be Dominican too. Brian, he comes in and he's like, "That's our culture, though. We call people babe. That's just what we do. We're affectionate like that." And he kind of like takes up for her when he really didn't know her because he had just got there around that time when he started taking up for her. So I actually kind of admired Brian for doing that because he stepped in and like. Right. It seemed like she was going down for a second. She even like, oh yeah, it was her who was, because didn't she storm away crying?
We'll get back.
Well, let's get to that part because I can't remember because a lot happened.
Yeah, but let me show what Ace again.
So there goes my point again of the whole love bombing thing, where I've seen that since day one. Just because I have the balls to say that shit doesn't mean Ace is a hater. One of us out of the two is 6'5" and one of us is 5'10" and has the balls to say some shit around here because I have some heart. And she's giving me all this affection and she don't understand that because you don't say that. So again, I'm gonna speak my mind because I'm a leader, and if I stand for something, I'm gonna say it up front. I don't give a fuck who likes it or not. Every time you relayed a feeling about how it is mine, it was not a great feeling.
Okay, actually, that was a different one, but still has something to do with Amaya.
Yeah, this is the whole like stand on business challenge, and it's he said something about Amaya, but I don't think that's the same one. That's what I think is while Amaya was standing.
Right, yeah. That one was actually that was the stand on business challenge that I was mentioning too, but that was a different part. And that was him complaining about Austin in the house. But that's also another reason why people hate Ace. They feel like he was going too hard on Austin as well. But what I wanted to show was him and why they were mad at him going at Amaya.
So that was the wrong video at first, but this is the right video. But that video did help describe part of the reasons why people were coming for Ace. Still coming for Ace.
Right, and it's the stand on business challenge still.
And
so
it's the same challenge. Yeah, that challenge was hard. That challenge was definitely hard because everybody had to stand on business. Everybody had to get up there and read them cards, and it was like people had to read a card that said what the other person thought about them.
Yeah.
Try more than David. You try to move too fast for everyone. I would just have to say that many people could view this as a weakness, but to me personally, after everything I've been through in my life, I view it as a strength. And guess what? I'm just not your cup of tea to be drinking, so don't drink it.
Time up. See, you're very, very wearing your heart on your sleeve. You're very passionate when you talk. But when you saying, babe, can I grab this for you? Babe, can I do this? Are you coming at it very, very strongly off the rip? And I just wanted to slow the pace down of that. But it's just a matter of meeting people at that middle ground of what they're comfortable with and what you're comfortable with.
One thing I gotta add though, coming from a Hispanic household, calling someone babe, mi amor, mi vida, that's just how we talk. You're telling her, meet you halfway, you gotta meet her halfway too.
I did that.
Like that, thank you guys for sharing your thoughts.
When we speak, like obviously I let you be passionate with me, I let you kiss me, I let you talk to me. Sometimes I feel like I have to take a step back.
Zach, you had every opportunity to tell me that when we were sitting off the field, and you did not. You waited until this moment to speak to me in front of 20 other people here. I don't even want to continue on speaking to you anymore.
Well, all I'm saying over there was this.
I don't care to hear what you have to say anymore. Stop talking to me.
Okay, cool.
You're taking this as a ping pong
I'm not
battle right now.
She doesn't want to speak to you right now.
I just need a break right now.
Then she just said, I respect y'all opinions, but then she ran off crying after that. So yeah, that
she definitely ran off. She was like, I didn't know this is what y'all thought about me. She just ran off crying, and who knows what happened? You don't know what happens,
right? Yeah,
what the producers do, but eventually you see everybody trying to come for her, but she had to come back at some point.
So I'm assuming the stand on business question or whatever came from Ace. I'm assuming that's why he immediately responded to that.
Oh yeah, because it said from question mark. Yeah, so they got to they got to tell them whether or not they have to sign it and say it was from them, or they could sign like question mark, and so they wouldn't know who it was. But so many people was just like coming out like, yeah, that was me.
Right,
Like,
yeah.
a lot of people just aren't owning up to it.
Mhm.
So, or the person would come up and be like, but this is what I meant, so like kind of what Ace did.
Right, yes.
And then there was Brian who kind of like was like, that's what Hispanics do or whatever. But
yeah,
I don't think Ace was buying it.
That's when I first noticed like Brian might be good for Amaya.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, Brian did seem like he seemed like he had some type of I don't know, connection maybe, or something that you could tell like he didn't hate Amaya, and he didn't see anything wrong with some of the stuff that other people were saying was wrong, because he kind of came out like not too much on Amaya, like then he might have seemed like she was feeling some type of way, and he didn't even know it, because at that point Brian was still kind of new. Even though I don't even know like if we should go to Casa right now, because
we could go to Casa.
There's a whole situation with Casa. Like
we could just go to whatever you think of at the moment.
Yeah. So because I know we were trying to like say what we thought about every couple, but we probably gotta
no, we don't gotta do every couple.
Mention some stuff about these couples in order for it to make sense.
Because I'm not gonna lie, a couple of these couples, yeah, they were
couple
not
of these
that
couples.
They were not that worth.
We're not coupling.
So did you explain? Oh, you got to explain Casa Amor.
All right. So Casa, this is a place called Casa Amor, right over there. They're in this villa in Fiji.
Yeah.
And every little spot has like a little name. There's like the hideaway, and like a bunch of little spots. There's even this big sign that said "All eyes on me," and I'm like, oh, they reminding you everybody's watching.
Right. Yeah.
So there's a spot called Casa Amor that's like away from the main villa.
Yeah, that's like. Yeah, like everything else was like near a main house. This must have been further away to where they couldn't hear or see each other.
So like all through
easily.
Right. So all through the season, everybody's coupling up. They're getting to know each other. Now these people are living with each other like day in and day out. They're getting real close. You building bonds, you making friends. So people having friend groups and all types of stuff. The girls are like, like locked in for the most part. Sometimes they have a little beef with each other, but we'll get to that. And then the guys are kind of like they got their little huddle or whatever. So, and then while I'm saying, I'm just going to mention like Nick, Ace, and Taylor were kind of like this little friend group. And they're like, it's like they're best friends at some point in this situation. But then they decide that they're going to have another little surprise, which is the Casa episode. So they bring in 5 new bombshell girls and 5 new guys.
There's 6 in this picture.
Oh, you're right. That's 6 new guys. Why say 5 girls? There's 5 new guys.
Right.
I guess they're trying to make it make sense for the amount of girls and guys that's left at this point. Because by this point, people have already been getting eliminated.
Right.
But those are challenge eliminations, but we'll get to that too. But in this case, so these new guys, they actually come in straight to Casa. They send the girls to Casa Amor, and the new guys go straight there. So the guys who in the main villa never see them, but then while the guys in the main villa, they bring these new girls.
Yes,
and so the girls who were with them never see them. So everybody has to be in a new couple like that night. Like they're like, you got to pick somebody. Y'all gonna get to mix and mingle, and you got to pick somebody tonight. And so that's kind of what they did. So all the guys had to pick a new girl. All the girls had to pick a new guy.
So yeah. Brian came from this event.
So who went home on day 1 in the Casa event?
So the people who went home were everybody that didn't recouple with somebody else.
So that was Zach with a C, right?
And at the Casa event,
because he never coupled with nobody.
I don't remember. I think so.
And then out of the girls,
I think it was Zach's. I'm mixing up 2 eliminations. That's why I'm not sure.
Okay.
No, so it might have been Zach.
Oh yeah, you're right. Because it was kind of like a weird type.
Yeah, it was one where they had to pick one, and then they got back together, and then they had to do it again.
Right. So the first one, nobody went home. The first one, they just
they all got picked.
Mingle. Yeah,
I think they made it so they all had to get picked, so it was fairer for the Casa people.
Yeah, so everybody did have to get picked. So so out of the girls, I remember specifically, and this episode is going to be a lot on Ace, but I remember Ace specifically coupled up with Coco.
Yes.
At that point.
Yeah.
Taylor was with
Clark. They're still together too.
And the girl with I was going to say the girl with the blonde hair is
Sierra blondes. Coupled up with Elon.
What about these other girls? Who are they with?
These other, I don't remember.
I don't remember. See, and I did say there was going to be people who just didn't stand out at all. Like, I don't remember what the other girls did.
Yeah.
Coco was a vibe though. I like she seemed fun. They should have brought her back to do something else. Anyway, so with the guys, Shelly went with this guy all the way to the left who's
I think her name is Vanna. She coupled up with Austin.
Oh, Vanna was Austin. So back to with the girls in Casa. So with the guys in the bottom, Shelly coupled up Chris, that's his name. The guy all the way to the left. He's a basketball player. He's like, what is it, 6'8", something like that. I forgot. He's like really tall. And Ace is 5'10", so it's funny. But who I was trying to look at them so I could say who went with who, but I guess it don't matter.
Yeah, they didn't have them in the lineup that way. So
there's a guy who kind of looked like Nick who went with
that's him in the middle.
Yeah, he ended up with Sierra because I think Nick was coupled up with Sierra at that time, right?
Yes.
And then the guy who kind of looked like Nick went with Sierra. I thought that was funny. There's another guy with all the tattoos.
He coupled up. He was the original one that coupled up with
Amaya.
Yes.
Yeah.
But he also had an interest in Alondria, which is another girl there that.
So there's a couple of them with a lot of chest tattoos. One of them is Zach. I think it was Zach with a K, right? Anyway, his name is Zach. And he ended up with Amaya. And then the other guy with all the tattoos is Brian, is the one who took up for Amaya in the Stand on Business Challenge. But
yeah,
again, this happened before all of that.
Right, yeah.
And then the other guy right next to Chris coupled up with Alondria. Who was he?
Right next to Chris? Nobody.
This guy here. He didn't. Nobody.
Which guy? This?
Yeah. Did he end up?
Oh, at Casa. Oh, I see what happened. We mixing things up again. At Casa, this is who Huda coupled up with.
Oh, Huda's with him. Yeah, I can remember.
Yeah.
So who was Alondria with at Casa?
Alondria was with Zach K, the Asian dude.
Oh, really?
Oh wait, no. Alondria didn't. She went home. She didn't get picked that day. Remember?
Oh, that's right. Alondria and Nick went home.
Yeah, Zach was supposed to pick her, but he ended up picking Amaya over her.
So Alondria and Nick went home before Casa?
No, it was during the Casa when they all had to couple up with somebody. Remember, there's always one person.
Oh, yeah, over. Okay. So that's right. So they got left over because they didn't get picked at Casa. You're right. Oh, okay.
So at this point, Chris was coupled up with Shelly.
Yeah. So Shelly's still there. Chris still there. You know.
Right. Yeah.
We already said all. We know. Right. Anyway, moving on because it's a lot. And if you haven't seen it, you probably have no idea who we're talking about right now. Because the only couple we actually showed you was Amaya and Ace.
Yeah.
Yes. So maybe bringing some of the other couples up might matter at some point in this conversation. But the reason why I mention that is because now Ace and Shelly are both staying. And of course, I think the whole time that Shelly is who Ace really wants. And he just has to stay in the game so he can find Shelly again. However, he gets with Coco. And Coco's, like I said, Coco's a vibe. So I'm like, he might actually like Coco.
I got the different opinion on that.
Go.
I feel like he wasn't that interested. I feel like Ace was mostly interested in Coco to stay in the game and get back to Casa. But I think Shelly really had an interest in Chris.
I do think Shelly really had an interest in Chris, but I think the main reason why she had an interest in Chris is because Ace was still playing the whole Ace was still like, I'm gonna explore my options. That's what you're supposed to do. That's what we're here for. And he even got mad at Jeremiah, which is another person who had a lot going on. He got mad at Jeremiah for not exploring his options. And I think that's another reason why people don't like Ace again.
Yes, a bunch of reasons why Ace ties to pretty much all these couples in some type of way based on him always having an opinion.
Yeah, Ace always had an opinion for sure, definitely.
Yeah.
But again, so we're gonna go back to what was I talking about? About how I think Ace actually did have a little connection with Coco, and it seemed like he was going in that direction, so it was a little scary because it was just like, now we get back. Who is he going to pick? Because they eventually got to all come back together and everybody got to live together. So, and that happens. So now everybody has to get back together. The girls who went to Casa with the new guys and the guys who went to main villa with the new girls. Mm-hmm. All of them have to come together And now it's an elimination challenge.
Right.
And you have to like I don't know how it was. They'll put people on a square and they'll be like, anybody who wants to pick them, go to the little square or whatever. Looking at now is Taylor. So they called Taylor up. Remember we mentioned Taylor made a connection with a girl named Clark, but he already was coupled up with Alondria. I guess we just said Alondria's the one in the yellow dress. She I know we said she got eliminated.
Yes.
Is this the episode before she got eliminated or after? I don't remember.
This is after, because that's how she's here now.
Yeah, that's how she came back with the other. Anyway, they brought her back, but that's not what we're talking about right now. They bring her back. So now Taylor has to decide which one he wants. And both of them stepped up for him now. So here's the thing. Clark steps up for Taylor and Alondria steps up for Taylor. And whoever he picks gets to stay. But whoever he doesn't pick, you gotta go. All right. So this is Taylor's. This is when they pick Taylor. Taylor goes up and two girls. I mean, not two. Well, anybody who wants to be with Taylor gets to step up. Right. And as you can see here, Alondria and Clark. Clark is the one who Taylor made a connection with during Casa while the girls were away with the Casa guys. And Alondria was his former
he had to decide whether he want to stay with her or pick this girl, pretty much.
Yeah. Put up with Nick because her and Nick got eliminated and they got to come back as a couple.
Right.
Again, a whole nother story. But so she's in a couple, but she still goes to him because she wants to be with him. Right. And he gets to choose. He can only choose one. Long story short, he chooses Clark. And Alondria is just like, everybody is like what happened there? Mm-hmm. So because Taylor and Alondria were couples since like day one, for real.
Right.
Yeah. So and this challenge happened with everybody. So this same thing happens with boy Ace. And Ace is there and they pick anybody. They're like, anybody who wants to be with Ace, go stand on the thing. So the girl he connected with was Coco. She went up there. Mind you, Shelly is in a whole new couple with Chris. So we don't even know if Shelly is going up there or not because what's happening right now. Mm-hmm. But then Shelly goes and stands on a circle. So now, oh my God, my heart. Ooh, I'm like, what is about to happen right now? Who is he about to pick? Because this could have went anyway. He was vibing with Coco, and we knew he kind of like Shelly the whole time. Mm-hmm. But Ace picked Shelly. Mm-hmm. And we were waiting for that. What is this episode? This is like 10 episodes in. I don't know. It's way too many episodes in. And I'm like, finally, gosh, like, why'd you make us wait so long? So then, so that kind of like was one of the highlights. I was actually probably cheering in real life. I was probably standing up and clapping. I ain't gonna lie. There were moments where I did that. So I'm like so happy, mainly happy for Shelly, but I'm also happy for Ace because I know that's what we wanted anyway. Coco, it was in a couple with Ace during Casa, so Coco has to go home. So and it's happened a little bit with everybody, and that's how some of them blondes end up going home because nobody picked them. And it happened with all of them. So was there anybody else whose little coupling was interesting from the Casa event? Maya's was interesting, right? Didn't she end up picking
she picked Zach K there, but she ended up not being with him later.
Yeah. And
so I guess I'll just mention the Casa boys that ended up going home.
Was Sierra still there at this time?
Sierra, yeah, she was there.
Oh yeah, because
that's who Nick
heartbroken that Nick. That's right. She was heartbroken that Nick got eliminated, and then she went with Nick's twin.
Yeah.
And then there was that. So back to Casa, right? There must be something else you want to say about Casa.
I was just saying that was real quick because as soon as she saw Nick again, that she got right back with him. But he was still there, so I'm assuming he got picked by somebody else.
Nick ended up getting picked by
No, him and Sierra got back together right there because I remember that it was a big thing right there. Like they were so happy to see each other again.
Oh, okay, yes, yeah, that's right. They coupled up immediately, right?
Yeah,
and then they were like, "Oh, I'm never leaving you again." And it was like this big happy reunion. And then the next episode, Sierra was missing. Wasn't the next? It was like an episode or two later. And like Sierra has left the villa, and no explanation. Just keep moving right along.
So for this one, I forgot. One of the girls went home, and then Zach, C, and JD went home. That's the second dude next to Chris.
Now, we're not here to talk about Sierra, but I will be remiss if I didn't mention it. Sierra kind of got in a little bit of trouble behind something she said. Well, something that people have found
Sierra
her to be saying on her social media.
Right.
Okay, there's Sierra. There's Nick in the middle, and then Alondria over to the right. So Nick actually, of course, was in a good, solid, firm coupling with Sierra until she left.
Yeah.
And then well, actually not until she left. He got eliminated. He had to come back as a couple with Alondria. But then they had to break up that couple so he could get back with Sierra.
Right, yeah.
But then they had to break up that couple because Sierra had to leave. And then eventually Nick somehow becomes a couple with Alondria again later on. And now apparently they're still kind of like matched. But the show is over and they're just taking it slow. So back to Sierra. What did she do? She did something not on the show. She did something off the show.
So apparently on this season, I don't know if they just started. They started going back to these people's previous social media posts and things like that, and like digging a deep
internet,
doing a big deep dive into their social media. That's how the first girl ended up going home, because they found her saying the N-word, which is who Ace was coupled with first.
That was Ulissa.
Yes.
So, and then they found her saying something else that I didn't even know was a racial slur, so I feel bad because she might not even know. But she was basically describing a way that her eyes look squinty, and it turned out to be a racial slur towards.
So she found out it was very offensive. She did try to apologize, but I guess it wasn't enough for nobody.
Yeah, she tried to. Didn't they say Nick tried to fight for her to stay, but he didn't even know why she was leaving? But he wanted.
Yeah, that was. I never found confirmation of that. That was just a rumor, because he never came out and said it either. So I don't know.
He did come out and say he didn't know why she was going though.
Right? Yeah, that's what he came out and said.
Yeah, he's like they just said she was leaving for personal reasons, and nobody ever told him.
Right.
And that's it. And again, in Alondria, this little princess, for her, somehow, like everybody seemed to think, or that they've been. Alondria and Nick been needing to be a couple because everybody found some type of spark between them.
Yeah,
they were kind of like besties, I guess. But.
And they kissed each other on the first day. Remember?
Oh yeah, she did kiss him right when they had to go up and kiss somebody.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. On the first day, you got to choose who you want by kissing them. Like they got a blindfold, and this is wait, no, they didn't have a blindfold the first day.
No, they didn't have a blindfold.
No, they had a blindfold later on.
Yeah.
But you choose who you want by kissing them, and that's who you get. I guess.
Yes.
Unless somebody else come and kiss them and take it from you, which is how. Ace did not end up in a couple with Shelly, because Shelly ended up choosing him, and then a few minutes later, Ulissa came and chose him, and Shelly had to leave, and she had to go with
Austin,
the boy Ace was screaming at.
Austin.
Yeah, Austin is also the same guy Ace was yelling at, saying you 6'4" and I'm 5'10".
Right, and that was him.
And Ace was definitely standing on business. He like a little chihuahua, barking at everybody. I need to care, but. Again, I don't care. To me, no, I was gonna say Ace could do no wrong, but you know who could do no wrong? Shelly. I can't. All right, I gotta say, Shelly did one thing. I was like, calm down a little bit. But other than that, I was like, Shelly can do no wrong. She was just sweet and just trying and just letting everything happen and not crashing out and just being calm and collective. And she did get really mad at one point, and I was just saying maybe she shouldn't have got that mad. But later on, I started thinking maybe she should have got that mad. But she was trying to.
There's Ace and Shelly since I never put them up.
Oh yeah, now here's Ace and Shelly. Yeah, I don't think we had any pictures of Shelly. Here's Ace and Shelly. Ace and Shelly are actually still together, even though the show was ended.
Oh yeah, and Ace and Shelly, I forgot to mention Taylor, which is who Alondria was originally coupled with, is still with Clark, which he picked her from Casa Amor. So that's one of the girls that got picked at Casa Amor.
Oh yeah, Taylor's still with Clark, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and as a matter of fact, they went on a little they went on a trip.
Yeah.
To Disneyland, I think it was. Oh, it's over
here.
It's over here.
They did go on a trip. But wasn't that Nick and Alondria who went with Ace and Shelly to Disney? Oh, they all went.
Yeah, they all went.
Oh, okay, they all went.
But
that's
they
Nick
went.
And Alondria right there.
But they went there as a couple. But yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So I guess
didn't they all go as a couple?
Yeah, I guess so. It was all three of those couples. What are they again? Ace,
Shelly. Taylor, and the three besties guys, I guess, took all the girls.
Yeah,
like it was Ace and Shelly, Taylor and Clark, and
so yeah, they're all still friends.
They're still friends. They're still hanging out. Those three are still coupled up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think. Is there anybody else who's still coupled up, or did all the couples? Well, there are others who still coupled up.
Yeah.
Actually,
the winners, of course, but yeah.
And then I don't even want to go into who won because maybe y'all didn't see it. Just in case anybody didn't see it, I don't think we should give away who won.
Okay.
But I was trying to determine who would be the finale couples. So everybody had to like pick up something like out their dinner plate or whatever, open it, and then they either said congratulations, you made it to the finale, or sorry, you didn't. And there's only 5 couples up there, and 4 can make it to the finale.
Yes.
So when we get there, they go to everybody, but when they get to Ace and Shelly, it says sorry, you didn't make it, basically. And now I'm not cheering and I'm not standing up. I am like in shock. Like what? Mm-hmm. Like what? What just happened? Like WTF? What just happened? And I mean, jaw to the floor. I couldn't even speak or talk for like a few minutes because I'm like, how? Mm-hmm. Eventually, I don't even know what happened afterwards because somehow, Iris and Pepe were still there. Mind you, we didn't mention Iris and Pepe, and that's for good reason, because there's nothing to talk about. But somehow they made it to the finale. Anyway, and for Ace and Shelly not to be the finale was crazy to me. I'm glad it's still a couple. Anyway,
I figured they weren't going to be in the finale, but when the episode before happened, when they kept getting voted at the bottom, I was like, okay, maybe there's something going on where people don't like them, even though I do.
Taylor and Thing kept getting voted at the bottom too. So
yeah, well, they went home before them, so they went home that day. Yeah. But during that challenge, they were always towards the bottom, right with Taylor and Clark. So that was like, yeah, that's where I started to see the signs, like, oh, maybe people don't like them as much as I do.
This was when they let America vote too. So again, they let the watchers America vote. Mm-hmm. Even though I'm not sure it went 100% that way, but that's what they said.
Yes. So
they said they let America vote.
Right. So either way, both of these are the supposed America. So I'm thinking the votes are going to be similar. It's only an episode later when they're doing the next vote or something like that. It wasn't too long later when they had to vote right again for who their favorites were.
So when they kept voting Shelly and Ace at the bottom, I was even shocked then. Why do you think that they kept doing that? Do you think it was all because of hatred for Ace?
I think it was, I'm speculating right now. It's partially because of the hatred for Ace thing, which I think is unnecessary. And it's also about the Huda and Shelly stuff. A lot of people didn't like that, which I also thought Shelly wasn't completely wrong too, but a lot of people did apparently, outside of what I thought.
All right, so these are finale couples, and we're going to get into the Huda and Shelly stuff. Right. But these are the finale couples is Pepe and Iris, Alondria and Nick, and they belong there. They right. Brian and Amaya, who eventually coupled up after Casa, and they belong there too. And Chris and Huda, who I can't see nothing that they have in common. I just don't see it. So, but apparently America does.
I disagree. I don't even think they thought that. I think they just like Huda, and they had to keep him there to keep her there. So that's why they kept voting for her, but she was in that couple at that point.
Huda and Chris were bumping heads. Like, it
Yeah.
was like trying to mix grease and water. It was disgusting. I hate to watch it. I hated to watch it. It was just like, it was almost cringe. Like, ew. And then I can't believe he kept staying. Like, everything. Every time she tried to talk to him, have a conversation, he was calm, but almost too calm, almost calm in a way where it was like, I don't care. Anyway, I said we were going to mention what made Shelly or have a little attitude towards Huda, and then we're gonna go straight into Huda. So they're all kind of friends. Like, these girls been around each other since basically day one. They getting along. They like, I mean, when you ain't got nobody else, though, the people you live with are your best friends, right?
Yeah.
So they really close. They tell each other secrets. They know everything. Shelly is like, basically by this time Ace is her man, like her man.
Right.
And Huda knows this, and all of them know that. And ain't none of the girls there who been there thinking about Ace because they know Ace belongs to Shelly at this point.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same reason why none of the girls there really coming for Nick. It's just like we trying to, now it's time to have respect for everybody. They're like, why you playing? Huda asked for Chris to come back. She told Shelly it was for Shelly, but I think it was for herself. And she asked for Chris to come back. She couples up with Chris, but she's like, Shelly, I'm doing it for you so you could, you could explore your connection. I didn't care. I know Shelly liked Chris, but I didn't care whether she explored him or not. I only wanted Shelly to be with Ace.
Yeah.
And Shelly was with Ace, and then they ended up, they got this thing you could call being closed off, to where like you're not going to explore no more. You like, this is who I want. That's it. So Shelly and Ace eventually become closed off. Then they become exclusive, which means in the outside world we're going to be together too, not just for the game. So, and Chris was just so sweet about the whole thing. Ace was so sweet about the whole thing. He did like this. He drew like a little heart in the sand and said like a little poem, and I don't know. It was just a lot.
He was sweet about what?
The whole being exclusive thing.
Right, yeah, that was cute. Oh yeah, because they got to go to a hideaway date.
They got to go to hideaway. He wasn't even thinking about what everybody else was thinking about doing in the hideaway. He was thinking about asking Shelly to be exclusive, which was also very cute. Mm-hmm. Anyway, now they get to a new challenge, and this challenge might be one of the freakiest of them all. And so basically, it's the heart rate challenge, and they have to raise each other's heart rate into everybody comes out. And they have to pick like 3 people to try to raise their heart rate. Whoever does the best, of course, wins. Mm-hmm. So forget everybody else. Let's go straight to Huda. Huda comes out and she's like doing a lot to everybody, but she's doing the absolute most to Ace, which is her homegirl's man. And Ace is just sitting there letting it happen. If you want, you could describe what they did, but I have no desire to describe what they did. But she was doing a lot.
You want to play a clip?
You can play a clip if you want.
See if I can find it. Go ahead.
I just want to say Shelly didn't like it. Shelly got very upset, and she kind of was like not even speaking to Huda. Huda was like, did I do something wrong? Whatever. And then Shelly's like, we'll talk about it later. So she comes back, sit there. Shelly is not feeling it at all. For the rest of the episode, for the rest of the day, probably for the rest of the week, for all we know. But Shelly was not feeling nothing about Huda. Now, Shelly also was a little bit mad at Ace for allowing it, but I think there wasn't much Ace could do, but maybe push her off or something like that. But the bottom line is, I do think that Huda did too much, and I do not think that Shelly was wrong for being mad. I do think Shelly was wrong for how much animosity she had towards Ace at the time, but I think she was just mad in general. And then Ace was kind of mad because of how she was on Chris, but I think that might have just been a little bit of, everybody's a little too heated at the moment. All right, anyway, we're about to play the video. We're about to play the video of Huda in the heart rate challenge on Ace, right?
So this is where Huda does the heart rate challenge, and she goes a little too far.
And she went to everybody, but we skipped straight to when she go to Ace because that's the part that matters right now.
Even the girls, they were all like, Huda, oh shit, Huda. And I was like, Huda took it too far. You're supposed to be my friend. As my girl, that's some crazy shit. I was so disrespectful. Like, I wouldn't do no shit like that.
Yeah, that's where they cut it off.
They cut it off. Next to them was Chris. There was a little part where Huda goes to Chris. And all right, so here's Huda on Chris. She's basically doing all types. She's like kissing him crazy. She's like riding him. She's like bumping up and down on him almost. And then she turns around and the camera cuts. Now, the other people on the show.
Wait, on
saying,
Chris or on Ace?
I mean, not Chris, on Ace, sorry. The other people on the show were saying that she basically sat on his face, for lack of a better word, or put her butt in his face. And she's like, no, I would never do that, da, da, da. But then, right, as you can see in the video, she did the exact same thing to Chris. Mm-hmm. So I'm just like, why would she suddenly not do that to Ace after she did all the other stuff to Ace? Mm-hmm. And then the people were saying that's basically what she did to Ace. We just didn't get to see it because they cut it like right there. And for Shelly to be so overwhelmingly mad, I was like, there must have been more to that. I mean, I already thought what she did was enough, but I'm gonna say I still believe Shelly was rightfully upset. She didn't have to not speak to her for so long. I think maybe she felt like it was gonna come out wrong if she said something right then, so she had to like kind of keep it to herself. She spoke to her, but she had to keep it to herself. But she was mad because Huda kept talking about this girl thing, and Huda at one point was coupled up with another guy named Jeremiah in the beginning, who actually Ace went off on him too.
Right, yeah.
But that's another reason why, again, I mentioned he's hated. And she locked off with Jeremiah straight off rip and didn't want nobody touching Jeremiah. Like that was in the beginning. She didn't even want new people, bombshells, nobody touching Jeremiah. She was mad at everything. So Shelly's thing was like, how was you so overprotective of Jeremiah, even with people who don't even know you? Me and you are friends, and you basically in Ace's face grinding on his face. Like that's crazy. Like, you know, like, or not grinding, twerking in his face. Mm-hmm. But so I get it. I'm just gonna say I get it.
What do you get?
I get why Shelly was mad.
Oh, you get why Shelly was mad. Yeah, definitely in that instance, I think I get why Shelly was mad. Even if that didn't happen, I still get why she was mad, because she was after the timer went off, she was on the floor still kissing Ace for mad long. And then later in the interview, she said her and Ace always had tension.
She did say that they was had sexual tension, yes. Right. And then she said they what was the interview? Call Her Daddy?
I think so. Yeah,
that was the one you were about to put up a minute ago. And then they had knew each other from before on Instagram. And they said Ace was like liking all her pictures or something. But they said since then he unliked them. And rightfully so. I would too, because for what? Why leave all them likes there at this point?
Right, yeah.
Again, y'all better leave Ace alone.
I forgot that was another reason they disliked Ace. Not because of that one, but because they thought Ace and Shelly knew each other and they plotted this whole thing together to win. But they say that they only met one time. I believe that.
That's what happened. Yeah, they said they met one time outside a club in New York.
Yeah.
And then Ace had even said something about like Cinderella or something like that. Yeah, Cinderella. Mm-hmm. Anyway, this is Jeremiah and Huda. Like, Jeremiah was going early, but when the day, like right before he left, we actually, we didn't see it. It was I think it was in the Stand On Business Challenge, but at some point, Ace kind of told Jeremiah off too. And
no, Jeremiah was gone by that point.
Oh, he was?
Yeah.
Oh, he didn't go home that night? Okay.
No,
at some point,
right, he went home way before that.
And he kept talking about Jeremiah, and his biggest thing was like he was love bombing.
Yeah.
Like he locked in with Huda too quick.
He would be talking about that to Nick and Taylor. It wasn't during a challenge. It's just something he would always talk about. Right, yeah.
And he was mad. I mean, but at one time, Jeremiah heard him and was like, what's your business? What's your
right,
deal?
yeah.
Whatever. And then Ace was just like, what it is, what it is. This is how I feel.
Right. So, but what made him even say something was at first this was the first time America got the vote on a recoupling. Mm-hmm. And then on that time, they voted for Jeremiah to be with Iris. So everybody in the house was so confused. It was like, oh, so what is it that they're seeing that we're not? Like, why don't they want Jeremiah and Huda together? So that made Ace and them start going crazy, trying to speculate on why and who was the problem. And that's what made him address both of them about pretty much why they don't need to be together.
Yes, and Huda was losing it.
Yeah.
She couldn't. And then when he was going, she had no choice but to try to figure it out.
Yeah.
Well, he was going, but that's what happened there. But I think that's everything. Other than that, I mean, we could probably run through. Did we run through the couples already? We could have probably ran through the couples.
I mean, we mentioned anybody that was worth mentioning already at this point. The only honorable mention was probably some people, not exactly couples. The only person that I thought I wish she would have met somebody was
Coco. Right, that's who I mentioned.
That's one girl, but
wish she would have met somebody. I also like Adriana. I wish she would have met somebody too. They had another challenge because a lot of their fellow islanders had to vote them off, and there was a time where it was like Taylor was up there, Austin was on the chopping block, and Adriana was on the chopping block, and then nobody, like a couple of the girls stood behind Adriana, but almost everybody went behind Taylor. And then there was another time where a lot of people voted for was it Huda? So and there was a lot of people voted for one of the girls to go home, and she could not understand it. Well,
it was Hannah.
Oh.
Well, I mean, they did vote for her to go home one of the times, but I think the person you're talking about is Hannah. Mm-hmm. All right, so this was Adriana from the show. Adriana.
So Adriana, I like
Andrina. Oh my God.
Andrina, yeah. But it was like the way they pronounce it, like Adriana or something like that. Andrina, yeah. Andriana. I don't know. Either way, I can't say it the way she says it. It's interesting. Yeah. But she was a bombshell from the building. Like when they had new bombshells, right? They had a contest. And like the girls had to build the guy bombshell, and the guys had to build the girl bombshell.
But before that, it was Megan Thee Stallion that even made up the challenge. So that was a nice special guest.
Oh yeah, Megan Thee Stallion was a special guest, and then they all, including the boys, had to twerk on Megan Thee Stallion. I mean, for Megan Thee Stallion,
right,
in a challenge. But sometimes the guys would win. I don't know how she was letting guys win. Because
I saw because they were putting in effort, and some of them girls wasn't.
Yeah, some of them girls weren't trying, but. I don't know how guys want a twerking contest.
Austin was doing his thing, though. He was twerking.
Austin was going hard. Ace was up there getting crunk. Anyway, with Adriana, when they were building her up, they were like, the guys were getting excited off of the picture of her on the building block. They were like, whoa. So she actually came in and she had like a little cute accent. I actually liked her, and I wanted her to find somebody, but it didn't happen. So maybe, again, like they always say, everybody gonna be in inbox. They gonna be in her inbox, DMs. They gonna be in her DMs
for sure.
I think that's
it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's about it for that. The moral of the story is, like I'm saying, leave Ace alone. Mm-hmm. Leave Shelly alone. And Shelly and Ace won't even do an interview, and it's probably because y'all won't leave them alone. Mm-hmm. And also, not too much on Shelly and Alandria, because they are beautiful Black women, and so what? There's no problem with that. I don't know why it makes it a problem for some people in the world. Yeah. A lot of people think Alandria is just like way out of Nick's league, but I think they'll be all right. And Shelly and Ace, I hope they eventually either do their own interview with whoever they like, or pop out on their own, like, and just go live together or something like that. Because I want to know what's going on. I mean, we've seen them in Disneyland World, Disneyland, whatever, Disney, having a great time. I want to see more. Which one is the one over there on the West Coast? That's Disney World? I don't remember which one is which. Anyway. All right, that's it. We went.
Any final thoughts?
Way over our time.
Yeah.
Way over. I am going to say, here's my final thoughts, because there has been a lot of talk and issues and concerns surrounding just general racism when it comes to this show. Not even just this season, but the show overall. People are getting booted off the show for racist things. Maybe that they didn't know were racist. But people maybe should just start being more aware, being more careful, be more careful what you say in public, pay more attention, be more sensitive to other people's concerns. Also, there is absolutely I cannot see any reason for people to just hate the darker colored women on the show for no reason, just because that's what it is. How Iris made it to the finale is still beyond me. I still have no idea, but I have noticed that a lot of people are saying is because people just didn't want it to be a black couple. And I hope that that's not the case. Even though I've seen some of them comments, and them comments were kind of given a little bit, but this is Iris and Pepe. They were the closest thing to a to a YT couple that was in the finale. Everybody else was either Hispanic or black or mixed. That's my final thoughts. You got any?
That's all. Yeah, just like I'm really happy for Shelly and Ace. I like that they're still sticking together, and yeah, they were my favorite couple. And I like Taylor and Clark too. So yeah, the people that I like were still together. So they ain't win 100K, but Amaya won the 100K. I'm still okay with that.
Yeah, definitely. Amaya didn't win 100K. Brian won 100K.
Right, yeah.
And that split it with Amaya.
Yeah.
But still, it was still good. I still like them. I still want to see what they got to offer as a couple too. I want to see that. Mm-hmm. That's it. I want to see more of that. And we're done again, way over our time. So I'm going to say thank you for watching and come back.